absorbed a company and commercialized it
Yeah.
yourself, you and your team.
Yeah.
And so that's a really interesting situation, because it's it's a lot of the reason that we talk to people about doing M&A, because it starts you immediately, with the foundation, with you've overcome all the challenges that come with the moving from 5 employees to 10 and 10
Yeah.
to 25, and you've already gone through it,
Yeah.
because you basically were able to just absorb it. So it's almost like an acquisition.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, it wasn't without its challenges. At the time when we spun out, we were probably about 10 people. So about,
Oh, okay. So
a
you
little bit
really
more.
have expanded pretty quickly in a very short period of time.
Yeah, we have expanded. And it was interesting because when we spun out, because we were within Baylor, every employee had the opportunity to go to either stay at the university or come with us.
Mhm.
And if you stayed with the university, in some cases, your job would change or whatever it was. But, I think the one thing we found is, and I'm sure, this is probably not news, but not everyone's built to go work for a startup. And even though we had a lot
For
of
sure.
the protections and we had a lot of the safety nets and the security of a contract with Baylor, and in a lot of cases, I would say things weren't going to change, because we actually didn't even change offices. The office space that we were at with Baylor, we ended up just leasing it from them. So those first 2 years, really like nothing ever changed, but there was this mentality. There were certain employees that just got really uncomfortable about, I have this safety and security of working for an academic institution, and now I'm going to go work for a startup. And it was scary. So there was, things that you normally wouldn't expect to happen. So we didn't have every employee come over. We had to kind of do some, I think some work there to get some other folks really just comfortable with the move over. And then, but like you said, it's kind of, we were kind of this acquisition to go, but then it's also fun because you go and you're like, okay, well, we got to figure out benefits and we got to figure out all just the basics so that those employees that do come with us don't feel like there's any real significant change in their life. So yeah, it was an interesting process to go through that because, like you said, it was, we literally did not move offices. We were, you finish your one last day at Baylor University and the next day you start and it's Brazos Innovation Partners and essentially nothing's changed. So
Yeah, congratulations. You just got a new job and nothing's changed. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
So now you've gotten to this point where you've gotten past the 25 person mark and you're starting to, well, I should ask you, what growth stage would you say that you are in today?
Yeah, I would say we're still in early growth stage. I mean, we're technically as Brazos Innovation Partners, this is year 4. And
Mhm.
in years 1, 2, and 3 have just been learnings. I mean, business models have changed. Our initial thesis of what we thought we were going to do when we got out, there's just been a lot of changes. I think too is, when you're a startup and all of your clients are startups, you are essentially at the whims of their fundraising cycles. And
Yeah.
so there's a lot that we had to deal with that, and we continue to have to deal with that is not that is unique to maybe not every business out there. Every business has their risks, but for us in particular, we have some significant ones because we have to be very closely tied to our clients to really understand not just their inner workings and their operations and the vision, but also really understand like the basics of their financials. Like that's a key thing that
Yeah.
we've really had to evolve over time is the cadence and the timing and how we communicate and really the transparency with our clients. Because, we've had situations a couple years back where, we're head down working, hard on a project and clients like, oh yeah, by the way, we ran out of money and our fundraising's we're about 60, 90 days behind where we thought we would be. Well, you can't just come in and slam on the brakes, So and this is not just for us as an entity, but it's also for the benefit of our clients is we got to understand this cadence. So I think we've spent a lot of time really just kind of focusing on that and really understanding the unique dynamics of our business. And again, as we scale, I mean, because that's a key thing, because going from 10, 11 employees to 25, that's no insignificant change. And even, to the point, like we recently left the Baylor facility because we'd gotten big enough and we felt we outgrew it. And we've gone into our own first, our own facility, which is both exciting but also scary when you sign that first lease for multi-years, and and making sure that we've got room to satisfy our needs right now but also grow. And and also we've got unique needs. I mean, we're still based in Waco, Texas, but we've got, for one client, we need to have a quasi wind tunnel, and we've got labs and all sorts of things. So it's just been unique to kind of go through that growth stage.